welcome back to the first episode of season 2 of our Life Seasons podcast, where we talk about the raw and honest truth to navigating through the different seasons of life. I'm your host, Wen. If you've been loving our podcast, thank you so much for supporting us. Please do leave a review of this podcast on whichever platform that you're on and let me know which topics are your favorite. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about stop wishing for a change. I know as you guys are actually prepping for your New Year's resolution, your vision board, we're almost at the end of the first month. And just kind of take this first month as a trial and error to kind of ease yourself into this year. So if you have not done anything that is quote unquote productive, or if you have not feel like you've done anything yet, don't worry. Let this episode be the episode that starts you on a good note for February, okay? Today, the first thing I want to talk about is doubt and resistance, because many of you don't realize that the scariest thing that you can do in life, or rather when you're living life, is without being conscious about the thoughts that actually makes a very big difference, okay? And that comes to play when we talk about words that you use on a day-to-day basis. This is something that is so important, and most of the time we are so not conscious about it, and we just kind of let it run our life, like it or not. And I'll explain this concept later on, okay? So I talked about this in one of my episodes, I think last season, about the choices of words that we use actually determines the actions that we take, and also like the decisions that we make, okay? It also affects the quality of our lives, because it affects a lot of things in our body, right? It affects our emotions, it affects our thoughts, which then turn into your actions and then manifested into your reality. So if you ask me, what is one barrier that is holding many of you from actually moving forward or going towards your fullest potential? I'll say that it's actually what you tell yourself. I want you to look at what you're telling yourself subconsciously, and that is your choice of words. I want you to think about what are the choices of words that you're using on a day-to-day basis that is really not benefiting you, okay? I know you might be thinking, oh my god, that's so much work. Like, I have to think about the choices of words that I use on the day-to-day. That is crazy. Let me tell you this, okay? Every single change, or rather every single growth that you have to go through, requires a lot of work, right? And it's not easy. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's gonna be easy, because it's never easy. But trust me, when you get past the stage of resistance, that's when you actually start changing, okay? It may sound like a lot of work, but trust me, when you know the power of how your words can actually control and affect your reality, this should be a no-brainer for you. This should be a non-negotiable for you. And I really encourage you to make this a habit as a non-negotiable, to start catching yourself on the words that you're using on a day-to-day basis that are not helping you, okay? Because all these subconscious thoughts that you're having, this is the reason why sometimes it might be blocking you from getting from where you are right now to where you want to be, okay? So in today's episode, we will be focusing on specifically these two statements: I hope and I wish, okay? I'm sure as normal humans, we say this very often, right? I hope this year will be a different year. I hope that I can reach my goals. I wish that someone would have accepted me or would have loved me the way I love them. I hope to find a job that I love, right? I hope to start a business one day. I wish someone understands the struggle that I am going through. Now, you might be guilty of repeating one of these many statements that I've mentioned, and it may seem harmless on the first glance, but well, that is why this episode is here today, okay? Because I hope to shift your perspective on how harmful these statements can be, but to your mental health or to your mental wellness, this can be really harmful. This can really change and affect the way you make decisions, and then eventually become like your current reality, okay? Because trust me, I can tell you that a lot of times, whatever that you're facing in your current reality, whatever that you're unhappy about in your current reality, it's always because of your thoughts, your subconscious thoughts, and also like the limiting beliefs that you have, okay? It all boils down to your thoughts. Now, this is a little exercise that I want you to do, okay? I want you to say these statements out loud and feel your energy. I hope this year will be a different year for me. I hope I can reach my goals. I wish I could do better. It's really heavy, right? These emotions or that is attached to these statements is really heavy. If you feel it and you say it the way I say it, you would feel that, oh, there's always this to it, right? Because the foundation of all these statements are your doubts, okay? And these doubts end up in you wishing and hoping for things that can happen, for things that happen, hoping that things can happen for us, right? Instead of actively being the one that's out there trying to make the change. So let me explain. Everyone has our own sets of doubts that is based on our past experiences, and they are deeply rooted into our subconscious mind, which evokes certain emotions that is tied based on our past experiences, right? So our brain, think of our brain as like a storage space, okay, where we categorize each memories into different drawers, or rather storage spaces of emotions, right? Like your joy, your fear, your anxiety, your happiness, your sadness, your frustration. Each of this emotion folder have experiences that you've either encountered throughout your life, or things that you have not encountered before. They are all placed under fear, right? Because you're out of your comfort zone. So every time you say out loud a statement that you really desire, but somehow part of you feel like you still have that doubt or that resistance, what your mind do is that it brings out evidences from the past that make you doubt yourself, right? It turns into this I wish or I hope statement, because every time you repeat the desire of yours, your brain will actually work to remind you of the evidences that goes against this statement. So a part of you will subconsciously think that it is not true. Like whatever that you desire is not true. It will never happen in your life. But you just want to say it because you try to convince yourself. And that is not how your brain works, okay? You first gotta feel into it, feel into the emotions of really getting where you want to be before you can start manifesting that into your reality. And a lot of times you're not able to do that because of the doubt. And hence, you start to convince yourself by saying I wish, I hope statements, okay, but nothing actually really changes. That's why I say that certain mantras are not helpful, because if you're constantly repeating mantras just for the sake of it, hoping that one day subconsciously your mind will take that and run with it and you'll start manifesting your desires, it does not work like that, okay? Because if you don't really trust it, you don't trust that you are capable of bringing in your desires, you don't feel into the emotion of someone that brings in that desire, you would not have that manifesting into reality. You will not see that in your reality, okay? And that is probably the reason why you are still so frustrated at why is it that you're not bringing in your reality or bringing in your desires into your reality, okay? This is why, because of the blockage that you have in your mind. Now, like I said, right, you would start to say statements like that to cover up all this doubt and to convince yourself. So example, if you desire a relationship that brings you so much love and joy and a partner that actually respects you and your boundaries, and when someone asks you, what do you look for in a relationship, right? If you have not worked through your limiting beliefs, or if you have still doubt about actually getting that partner, or actually thinking that that partner of whoever that you desire actually exists, this is something that you would start saying. You start saying that, oh, I hope that my partner would be someone that respects me and my boundary. I wish to be in a relationship that really brings me so much love and joy. Okay? Because this statement itself, think of it, right? This statement itself, you use the word hope and wish, which means, like what I mentioned before, you don't actually truly believe in it. Okay? I know it's a little bit confusing, but let me explain it. And all these doubts and limiting beliefs that you have are based on the insecurities that you might have from your past relationship, right? Every single time someone asks you about what do you want from a relationship, what happens, like what our mind subconsciously does is bring up a lot of evidences from the past. Maybe your past relationship that did not work out, maybe a partner that just did not respect you enough. You will start thinking of these evidences and hold on to it, right? We're just humans. We love to find evidences to support our statement, good or bad. So that's the important part, right? Because your mind just works this way. I want you to start actually allowing your mind to work for you instead of against you. So knowing that your mind will actually automatically think of the experiences that you have, the unpleasant experiences that you have with your previous partner, that is when that change happened. That is when you actually start narrowing down on the limiting beliefs that you have, on the insecurities that you have in a relationship that is stopping you from getting whatever that you desire in a relationship, okay? So if you are very certain, and once you've worked through all the limiting beliefs, this is something that you would actually answer if someone asks you, what do you actually look for in a relationship, right? You would say that I know I'm worthy enough of a relationship that brings me so much joy and happiness, and I know that my partner will respect me and my boundaries. You see the difference? When there's still doubt, there's resistance. And resistance allows you to actually block yourself to receive and trust, okay? There has to be certainty, and you gotta know that this is happening for you and this can happen for you. And it comes with working, like I mentioned, working a lot on your limiting beliefs. Really sitting down and asking yourself, what is it that is stopping me from getting to where I want to be? What is it that I'm constantly telling myself that I'm choosing to hold on to that is no longer serving me, okay? Simply put, if we were to look at all your I hope statements or I wish statements from the psychology point of view, it basically translates to your subconscious trying to tell you that I desire, but I am not sure if I can have it. I desire, but I don't know if I can actually have it, okay? Well, if you have no doubts and you know that you will actually get whatever that you desire, your confident self and your subconscious self will tell you, I desire, therefore it is a possibility that I can get it. I desire, that's why I can get it. Okay, that's a difference. Again, with a shift of words from I desire but I don't know to I desire and I will, it sends a completely different message to your subconscious mind. Okay, one is a signal of doubt, which is I desire but I don't know. Okay, another one comes from a place of certainty and confidence, and that is I desire and I will. Okay, see this difference of words, which is why I constantly say that the choices of words that you use are so important. Okay, now I want you to think of it this way. Your choices of words are just a result of your subconscious thoughts. The more certain that you are, the more you stray away from words like hope, wish, wonder, maybe, perhaps, but. Instead, when you are certain, you would start saying things like no, certain, can, will, and definitely. Okay, so this year, I want you to know that you are capable of getting everything that you desire if you just take this slight change of habit, which is to start looking at the words that you use on a day-to-day basis. Start thinking of the statements that you are so comfortable telling yourself that is no longer serving you, that is stopping you from getting to where you want to be, okay? By looking at your I hope and I wish statements that you use frequently, you start digging deeper into how you can actually change the way you see things. How can you actually change your perspective and start bringing everything that you desire into your current reality, okay? If you are ready to actually dive deeper into this topic, get into our community for the extended version of this episode, where I talk about how you can actually start making the change of going from doubt to certainty with just a change of words. Okay, we're gonna work through it. What can you replace the I wish and I hope statements with? And of course, you also get access to me directly and the live streams, which will all be recorded if you miss it in case, and also uploaded onto the community. So there are a lot of resources that you can find in the community, so I highly recommend you to join it if you are ready to make the change, because in that community we're all about action steps. Because as much as I can tell you that, oh, you need to change this, you need to change that, you need to change your mentality, but if you don't know how, or if you don't want to make the effort to take the step to change, I can't help you, okay? So get in the community. The link to the community is in the show notes. Take this as a promise yourself to take the action to finally make that change, okay? So for those of you who are listening to this on the free platform, that's all for today. That's all for today's episode. And I hope this has been helpful. And I'll see you rest in the community if you're in it, okay? Bye!